to all of our viewers.
Yeah, we are 100% right all the time. Take our word as gospel, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's guaranteed to be true.
Exactly. That's how you should approach life, even though we might be lying to some people. But you know, only the guys that are watching Game 1 are gonna know. So we can easily fool the new people getting into the stream.
Oh, 100%. You know, as my parents always said when I was growing up, always trust strangers. They'll never leave you wrong. You know, it's a safe thing to do every time. But just like game number 1, doesn't look like we're going to get any sort of first blood 5v5 fight going on. Both teams very split up, just trying to get some wards down. A relatively interestingly placed one there from Desire up at the top jungle. Maybe you're going to use that to snipe some couriers later on. We'll have to wait and see.
Dobby went for the Counter-Strike. I haven't seen this for quite some time as a facet on the center. He said he wants more damage, it seems, and I agree with it.
Oh my lord, Smiler Knight taking so much damage, just all of the work being done there from the shrapnel. It just does so much damage level 1 now because of the scatter shot facet. It is devastating, and as a result, easy free kill there going the way of Janta. I mean, how much damage did he do? He did 460 from just a couple of uses of his single spell. That is absolutely stupid. Meanwhile, more action. Desire ends up dying up top. All right, Night Pulse, this is a fantastic start.
Yeah, pretty much awesome for them. How many bounties did they get? Okay, it is a 2 for 2, so no advantage there. But a first blood plus a follow up. Kami did take quite a lot of damage from Zibe, so that is nice to do. But you get a kill. You're gonna be bringing out a lot of tangos.
Yeah, start shipping all that regen in now. You're gonna need it pretty damn soon. Well, it actually looks like Janta trying to chuck out harassment, but actually a lot of work being done there from Soneko, just pushing him back. Well, this mid lane. How's this looking so far? Obviously, still very early days. Warwick 5-2 versus just the 1-0 of Riaf, but kind of to be expected early levels versus an Earthshaker. Very hard to see us against.
It's too much though, right? Versus a Shaker as a Queen of Pain early on, you make sure that you kind of punch all of the creeps so that he cannot focus on one and just deny it. But Riaf has not been doing it.
Yeah, maybe not quite on it as far as Earthshaker matchups right now, because yeah, continuing to just get completely bodied in terms of CS, but maybe we'll see when he goes for level 3, because he has taken Shadow Strike level 1.
He'll get a second point. 1 point, it's not a value point, right? It just does almost nothing level 1, so you will get a second point if you get the first one.
Yeah, I mean, going from level 1 to level 2, the initial damage doubles, the damage per second doubles. Like, it is a massive upgrade. Yeah, as soon as he gets it, he's going to start chucking this out onto Warwick, so we'll see if the Earthshaker's going to have as fun of a time. Meanwhile, up top, Cammy actually ends up dropping this time round, and maybe till the end in danger.
Bonus.
He's trying to run himself away.
Super speedy.
Bushwhack up in a second, but okay, Desire actually decides to turn around. I think maybe he could have got that kill there.
He had 9-1 charges in the Fairy Fire. He was obviously baiting, right? Plus you have 330 move speed. Only the Pugna and the Nagasan have this much, and you are not getting on top of that hero. Just let it go.
Yeah, good discipline. This is why I'm not a pro. I would have just gone for that kill. Dive the tower, I don't care. All or nothing.
I've seen it so many times, man, right? As you get higher memory in Dota, it gets better, but people tend to chase in situations where you see you don't have spells. The enemy has sticks, he has a Fairy Fire, and you're getting close to the tower, and you still think you can make something happen. No, just go back.
It's why I'll be locked in 6k forever. I nearly got close to 7k once upon a time, but I immediately got slapped back down. Never again.
No problem. That is still quite impressive, right? I mean, not so much because the chat is like 10k average, but you know, if there's an average person in Dota, they're around like 2-3k, so you're a god.
Especially for a Brit, you know, we're renowned for our esports prowess. You know? We're very good at it. But in this mid lane, you could definitely see Riaf so much harassment now on towards Warwick, but this poor old Shaker just getting constantly forced away from the lane. Still dominating in terms of CS though, 19 and 7 against just the 8 and 4. But obviously we'll see if that starts to shift at all, as obviously more levels start piling on towards this Queen of Pain.
It definitely will, but I think with the advantage that the Shaker got, this lane is already looking okay for him. You are fine with how the game is going to develop from now on. I thought it was going to be worse for the Shaker, not gonna lie. For me, this is an awesome start for Nightpulse overall.
Yeah, we're definitely happy with how this game is kind of progressing. Meanwhile, up top, trying to get aggressive on towards Desires. Good damage.
What
Look at
the hell?
burst damage just comes through. The bug gets squashed so easy. And now till the end, in danger. It's going to try and run themselves away. No stick charges left, but does have the Fairy Fire.
Boom.
But the double edge, man, is so good. And it's a double for Zibe. Oh, wow. The
This
curse is
counter
real.
strike is so strong, right? You do not expect the double edge to be doing that much damage. It is a high damage spell, not that high. Kami at least gets an extra.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe
Zibe?
two? Yeah? Okay, no, it's... Sakuchi's still at such a long cooldown early on, so he's fine, but... Okay, that's a nice little free kill at the very least. A little rebuttal there.
Kami needs to respect this burst damage. Dying twice in a lane as a Weaver is not something you should allow to happen. In this lane, sure they have 2 stuns, but if you play defensively, you never go down.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of the crux of playing a Weaver. You're a very squishy hero, so you're quite susceptible to getting caught out in those situations. Meanwhile, the bomb has been relatively calm since that first one found on towards Smiling Knight. What's the harassment going on? Maybe actually going to try and go to Janto. The body blocks from the tree and doing some good work. Actually, Toby has to jump in to save his support, but look at the spines coming on through, but the quill's not enough, and it is still Smiling Knight to die there. Everyone's so damn low.
And this is with the Dust Devil, right? You bring down a Bristleback. Sure, you're losing lane at the moment, but this is a Dust Devil with a Sniper 4 who's going to be stacking for you quite a lot. This Sand King is quite happy with the development on the lane, especially now when you brought down the Bristleback.
Yeah, it really does just bump up his game that much more. I mean, Smiling Knight was top of CS for drawing all of that, but does get punished. Actually making his own stacks just below the tier 1 tower. There's 2 triples there. And it looks like he's actually going to decide to farm that up now, so that's going to be a lot of gold for him.
Sure. Zibe caught?
Can try and turn around, but in comes the bushwhack. The damage until the end, but even still, Zibe is still the one in danger, and Kami just going to casually run him down. Gets the stun, nicely done. 3 more seconds for another Sakuchi. Kami not going to dive the tier 1 tower. Good discipline there, but even still, the damage done, you force Zibe back. It's more space here for the bug to hit creeps.
Echo Slam used. Rehab did survive. But Warwick is fine, right? You do find the shield rune and you're not gonna die.
Yeah, good damage to the tier 1 tower though, with Janto coming in here in the catapult wave. They're doing some solid work to this one. And Rehab trying to poke them back, but with the presence of Janto, it's just so risky stepping forwards.
Perfect laning stage for Nightpulse. They're gonna be super happy with this.
Oh wow, what a play from Rehab! Just chucks out the Sonic Wave, jumps on in. Janto will be able to get the counter kill in response. But even still, that's the experience going the way of the Queen of Pain. So I think Rehab's happy with that trade at the end of the day.
Nightpulse almost stealing the Wisdom Rune, but very hard to do so when you have 0 stuns and your opponents have 2, right? Even with them getting the Centaur close to death multiple times, they just can't take him out.
Extremely difficult. It's still 4-5 on the scoreline. Only a less than 1k gold advantage so far here for Avila, so it still feels pretty close, but a lot of action across the map. Meanwhile, mid, maybe more action. It's now actually Avila's trying to apply pressure to this tier 1 tower. Desires here as well as Seneko, but so are the supports now from Nightpulse. So might be trying to fight for this 8-minute room. We'll see who ends up getting lucky and able to grab this one. Ends up spawning up top, just the illusion rune. Not really that impactful. Meanwhile though, in comes Toby as well. Focus on towards Seneko, he's going for the teleport, but nice fishing to deny that one. Kami as well, turning up for the kill onto Desire. So 2 supports dead, free food for Nightpulse.
Nightpulse brought 5 heroes. That's what they did. That is how they won. You did not get the rune, but you made sure that Rehab doesn't get it. It wasn't the best rune to deny from the Queen of Pain, right? Next time you probably won't be able to bring that many heroes. A lot of the other runes the Queen of Pain would prefer, so that illusion being taken away isn't the biggest of deals.
Yeah, if they could have killed the Queen of Pain on top of that, it would have been super, super good, but yeah, Rehab just putting himself in a position where he's not going to get caught out like that. Seneko, just being a little bit of a nuisance. I think Janta does realize that there is a high ground ward though, so eventually that's probably going to get taken away. But Seneko surely just going to defend it. Yeah, every single time Janta's stepping forwards, just throwing the creeps at him. Meanwhile, up top, Zibe goes down.
Yep, that's a good way to use the Echo. You know that you cannot close the gap on the Queen of Pain, so you go somewhere else to get the kill. You want every single Echo to just be used every single time, considering you had that great of a time in the mid lane. If you get even a support kill, and this is a core kill, you are gonna be happy with it. Happy allowing your tier 1 to take a lot of damage, happy to allow the Queen of Pain to get completely back into the game. All of that is okay if you get a good timing on the Blink Dagger.
It's looking like so far they should be getting decent timing. I mean, both carries as well are just basically uncontested, really, this game. Obviously, Cammy been having a slightly better time with a few kills to his name. Both of them actually having 2 deaths to their name, but since like the sort of laning phase is finished, they've been left to their own devices. Both top of net worth, doing their own thing.
Still, Night Bulls are so happy with how this game is going, right? You are ahead by a solid amount.
Ooh,
maybe not for long.
Mid Warwick does actually end up getting caught out. Very nicely done. Till the end though, still lingering nearby. A lot of spells getting chucked on towards the Navi Siren, so they're probably going to end up falling as well. Janta nearby, but unfortunately nothing he can do to help out his fellow support. But in comes Kami here, going to jump immediately on towards the squirrel. Desire is dead. Seneko as well. Just so hard for these supports to get away from a Weaver. Just chases after them relentlessly.
This is a lineup that Night Bulls definitely know how to play. They use the speed to get together over and over again. They have many stuns and they just go for kills. Every single time they see their enemies just making a step forward, they are going to be responding to it. But they did lose a tower for it, and it hasn't been denied. So 2 supports on Avilis for a enemy mid laner and the tower. actually brought down the Nagasar in between as well. You are very, very happy with the result.
Yeah, literally the only downside of that was the fact that it was Kami who got the credit for both of those kills. So bit of extra fuel for the Weaver for sure, but even still, it's definitely a bit of extra presence on the map that they're going to be able to use. See as well, like Seneko constantly sending his triads into the Dire Triangle area, where he now does actually scout Toby, farming up this Ancient stack. Doesn't look like they're really going to get here in time to stop him from killing the majority of these creeps. But we'll now actually force him away. Only 2 left.
Yeah, that Dust Devil is just so good, man. It's very easy to farm in a defensive position, pull them out, not really take all that much damage yourself. Zibe being hunted.
Yeah, no supports near him at all. He's going to try and run himself away. The Endless Net is just so much damage. Stampede, unfortunately, not able to do too much. There is a trade on towards till the end at the very least. And actually, a grapple from Kami as well. Oh, perfectly placed sharpshooter there from Desire. And as a result, ends up being a pretty good trade. Riaf as well getting the credit for Kami.
Yeah, very a closer game than what we saw in the previous one, in terms of every team getting what they want. Right? The time will come still when this Avilis lineup will start shoving out the waves. This top tower is very important for them, and top tower is the easiest one of all of the tier 1s to take. So they are gonna be trying to make that happen, ideally before the Shaker Blink, but we know the truth that it is not going to happen.
Not anytime soon, that's for sure. Yeah, Suri's Riaf lingering up top. Kami TP back into this one. And yeah, maybe with the information that the Weaver's still up here, Riaf realizing this tower push is not really worth it anymore. We'll just have to fall back. I really like the change as well to Shovel, where digging into the river, you just guarantee a water rune. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, because finally we see a water rune later than minute 4, but smoke with the Shaker Blink. Oh, this could turn out bad.
It's a big amount of stacks as well on this Ancient, so if he jumps onto the creeps as well as the hero, but oh, Desire, good spot there to break the smoke, so his initiation has been foiled. Will cost the life of Desire, but that definitely keeps Smiling Knight safe. Still just farming up the creeps, using the distraction from his teammates. And there it is, objective achieved. Looks like Zibe, unfortunately too, had to use his life here to secure this one. Oh, the Burrow Strike actually misses. Zibe maybe going to be able to run away from this one. Seneko throwing his body in as well. Till the end is the only one still lingering nearby.
Sonic in 5.
Holding onto the blink with the Echo still. Looks like the call is just the back out, or is it? Riap jumps in with the Echo! It gets cancelled, the blink on cooldown there from Riap. Still nobody actually dies from this one. Stomp not connected, but Warwick getting so low, playing extremely aggressive right now. Toby, most like forwards, has this Bloodstone, but another retreat from Riap. How is nobody dying here, Harry? Literally.
Because Avilus, they play the fight in a way that they didn't want to commit, right? And sure, the centaur surviving is a weird one for me. It's Sanking just not getting the right connection with the Burrow Strike. But the idea from Avilus was there to just poke, and hope to get a kill on the retreat, because their Bristleback didn't want to fight. And that is why there were no kills. If it was a different decision from the Bristleback to join in on the fray, I think a lot of heroes on both sides would have been going down.
Yeah, I think Avilus just see that as a win, the fact that they were able to secure that quad stack on the Ancients for him without any of them being snatched away, so they're definitely happy about that one. As a result, we do see Smiling Knight top of the net worth, and now joining in to push this tier 1 tower up top. Literally no way for Night Pulse to defend it. A bit more room for Avilus to work with. Pretty sure Seneco's just finished up a solo crest as well, so definitely starting to get the tools to make some plays with.
Yeah, he's pretty underfarmed for an Aegis Prophet. Usually he's your ulti and you just get so much gold. Sure, he is he's not as underfarmed as the Naga Siren, but I guess that's to be expected from till the end to at this moment struggle with the hero. But it's nighttime, blue scale, right? Time for the sniper to make a difference.
Well, so far Sharpshooter long range, Desire in danger. Actually doing some decent damage to Kami, will force out the ultimate, and Desire actually still able to survive that one. So maybe this is an avenue for Avilus to go and make a play without that big safety net from the Weaver. Toby trying to survive with the Bloodstone, but dies so quickly still. Now Kami does show himself, but immediately has to run away. Very dangerous position to be in for himself.
Yeah, especially with the Stampede being available. Nightpulse, they bring all of their remaining heroes here, and you are next to a tier 1. You fight here, the Bristleback. Oh, Bristleback doesn't have a TP. I don't know if they know it, but if they do, just go it.
Desire free pick off. Song of the Siren used as well. Till the end, gonna try and set up.
Bristle is coming.
Towards Riap. Jump in, Echo, stuns, connections, a lot of work, but still Riap is able to survive all the initial damage. He blinks away. Kami is actually going to be the first casualty here, and now Janser, no hope of surviving that one. Warwick, most likely just going to get slowly ran down. So hard to run away from these heroes. Just put on cooldown in time. Another kill, and Avilus, what a fantastic win for them.
Yeah, Shadow Strike expired on the Shaker there. If he just didn't get clipped by the damage for a second, he would have been able to blink away from the Scream of Pain and just survive. But Nightpulse pushing the issue a little bit too much. I thought that was a kill in the sleep to disengage, but they were about to stay. I mentioned, man, tier 1, it is there, and you need to be afraid that, I mean, even a buyback could happen. Dive unnecessary. Once again, Nightpulse are pushing the issue way too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that if Toby was still alive and they'd gone for that play, but literally without even their main source of like control and damage there, it was just so unlikely to happen. And the fact that Riap is pretty damn tanky, like when his power treads are on strength, he has like 1800 HP plus then the solar crest on top of him after that. It's just, it's not an easy kill, really isn't.
I'd be okay with these kind of approaches if, let's say, your Sand King had a pipe and he was of course alive there, right? Because you do need to be able to survive through that magical damage first of Avilus. But Nightpulse, they just woke up today and they chose violence, right? They don't care if it's violence on their enemies or on themselves. It doesn't matter for them, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, violence is as violence does, and unfortunately they're catching the bad end of it seems so far in this game. But lots of items actually just get picked up there. Zibe with a blink, so an extra form of initiation there for Avilus. Kami, though, completes a Glepnir, so with an extra form of control on towards Riap, potentially next time killing the Queen of Pain won't be so difficult.
Is he going for a Lincoln Sphere on the co-op? No, it's going to be an Orchid. Okay, that's a solid one, right? Weaver at the moment has no way to remove it. If you get an Orchid in the next minute, they're going for Roche. Okay, this is going to allow the Weaver a little bit more time. You might have the Orchid for a minute or two before the Weaver finishes off his BKB. It's not too bad for Nightpulse.
Not too bad at all. Unless, of course, Avilus with this first Aegis just decides to go absolutely ham and push towers relentlessly. I mean, who do you think they can give it to? They're going to put it into the hands of Riaf just to give Queen of Pain a bit extra safety? Or do you think
I think so. No, they're giving it to Smiling Knight. Usually you want to give it to your strongest hero. In this game, though, I think that strongest hero probably can't die. But you could go like this, right? You send Smiling Knight to a lane, even alone. Nightpulse are going to be thinking twice of going onto a Bristleback with a Bloodstone, and then you get so much hate. With the ulti of the Nature's Prophet, you shove out the other waves, and then even if the enemies are, let's say, stronger, they're not going to be able to get a better fight, and they're not. Nightpulse are not stronger at the moment.
Yeah, they are definitely finding it difficult to really get much work done in this game. As Toby actually getting ran out right now. The slow from the Shrapnel doing some good work, but even still, Smiling Knight just going to carry on charging after them there with the Stampede. It's a good use of the pitch so far. Out comes the Song of the Siren, but still Toby dies. The Sonic Wave in the backline doing tremendous work. It looks like Zibe getting so close to dying. He will die. Smiling Knight maybe going to lose his first life. Sharpshoot from afar. The right click. Just enough to bring down his first life. So far it's a 2 for 2. Obviously Aegis keeping Avilus in this one. Maybe they might just continue to push the tier 2 as a result. Oh, jumping Echo! It's a big connection. Echo still survives it right now. Now Smiling Knight going to try and turn around. Bushwhack does land on towards Warwick. And a jump on in. Riap finishes him off. Janta trying to TP out.
Ooh.
Very nicely done. Will survive.
Barely, right? They started attacking him only after the 2 seconds of the TP went out, and they still took him out. Very, very nice done. Nice bait coming up from Avilus. I'm very much surprised that the first time that they went for the Bristleback, that they managed to take away his Aegis. I know it was hard, and it was literally the last hits from Kami that took him out, but I thought it was not going to happen. Now the Queen has that Orchid, so it's time for Avilus to control the map, go for plays. It is daytime. Smokes are going to be very much useful for Avilus to increase their lead.
See if they are going to start putting that pressure onto them. They do take out Tormentor, so that's a free shard going over towards Desire. Gets the old Boomerang. With a 4k gold advantage right now. No longer having the Aegis, but like you're saying, a lot of items just being picked up, so feeling confident to start making the plays regardless. As Janta actually picks up a Solar Crest himself right now.
Yeah, this Boomerang is quite good, right? Because we talked about the burst of Avilus, and sure you have a little bit of physical burst as well from the Bristleback, but most of your burst is magical, and you get a Boomerang on somebody with a stun on top, very likely that they're going down.
Speaking of going down, Janta picked off in the mid. That was, of course, a Sonic Wave plus a Sharpshooter that landed on top of him. He's not a tanky boy being a position 4 sniper, but even still, kill is a kill. They take him out for 20 seconds. And maybe Avilus are going to try and transition this to a tier 2 push as well. They are missing their Bristleback though.
That doesn't matter. These treants are insane. You will at least force out a glyph.
Yeah, oh, found a grab as well on towards till the end. Another pick off onto a support. Just Night Pulse kind of off their positioning right now and getting really punished.
Orchid too strong at the moment. The Shaker, he wanted an Aghanim Scepter, now has to turn around for a BKB. Not an ideal second item. The Sand King will go for Yules. That's fine for him. That's not a problem, but your supports have no chance of surviving this. And Weaver...
Oh, the Bushwhack connects. That is him, a goner for sure. Very nice pick up there from Avilus. Kami dead just as he actually completed a BKB, so... maybe next time that won't end up happening, Kami might be able to survive it, but even still, it's another fantastic grab for Avilus. Just bumping up their lead more and more, now up to 6,000 gold.
That was the last opportunity for Avilus to kill the Weaver, and they got it. That's just a grab that you didn't want to happen if you are Nightpulse.
It kind of feels like a different kind of Night Pulse that we saw in the group stage. Like, as we were saying early on, Night Pulse won every single series. They were 4-0. They only dropped a single map in all of their games. But this time round, Avulus are just really bringing the hurt to them, just shutting them down again and again. And, you know, I was expecting like a really solid long series, potentially even 3 games, 3 maps, but I don't know, Avulus, they want to close this out in 2.
It's still possible that we might go through 3 maps, but Avilus are in a good spot. I think the group of Nightpulse was weaker though, and they got used to playing like very, very aggressively and surviving with that kind of an approach.
Yeah, Toby at the bottom in danger, but good Song of the Siren comes out from till the end. Makes space for his offlaner. There is also Smiling Knight on the complete opposite side, but they get the jump on towards Janta. He is dead till the end as well. They do save their offlaner, but it costs both supports. Actually, Toby maybe still going to get found in trees. No, he's got very close.
That was a cool blink from Riaf. They find the sniper, but then he blinks to the high ground just to make sure that there's no turnaround that is going to be happening. And the second that you're on that high ground away from Zibe, you know there's not going to be a 2-man echo. And even if the Shaker wants to go in, you are going to be giving vision to your team. Very, very nice understanding of what his role was there.
Yeah, it's just like really stellar like team play coming out from Avulus here in this series. It's so good to see. They take down another successful fight. They get a tier 2. They steal the Tormentor as well. Just every little bit going so far in their way. Although Smiling Knight separated from his team, but even still, Night Pulse just can't really find the opportunity to get him. Although they're going to go for a smoke and still attempt to play here.
80 Rune Weaver. You want to just burst people out, but Saneko is... You'll get the kill. It's not the target you were looking for.
Yeah, it's a freebie no matter what. Warwick does secure that. That was actually like a total 1,000 gold there, so maybe more than they were expecting, to be honest.
I mean, everybody on the side of Avulus is very much farmed, right? So you are going to be getting a lot of gold, even for the support kills. You're more farmed than your Shaker.
Yeah, literally, I was just saying, Desirous is ahead. And actually, as a result, Warwick just going to drop the Echo to secure the kill on towards the Squirrel here. They really do put a lot of emphasis on just trying to get any kills they possibly can.
They didn't shove out the waves though, right? You get the support kills, but as soon as they're back up, it is going to be Avulus that are going to be able to make the moves. You are not getting any objectives. It is nighttime. This is your time to shine. 2 kills, not bad though. After the death of the Nature's Prophet, I was pretty much certain they're not getting anything more. But alas, yeah, they do continue.
But still another minute at the very least before we could potentially be seeing the second Roshan. Do you think that's what Avulus and Aldous going to wait for? Or do you think they potentially don't even care about it? Like, they've been that successful in team fights anyway.
I think both of the teams care about it. Avulus is probably even hoping that it is going to be a Radiant side Rosh. Because you don't want to be fighting during nighttime. And we'll see who's going to be luckier. A very long Rosh respawn will be good for Avulus.
Yeah, I mean, Riaf just gets a free solo kill there onto till the end. This poor old Pos 5 Naga Siren is just not really able to find too much this game. Only has a mechanism to their name, really, at 26 minutes in. Not really the best show we could have seen. In fact, getting over doubled in net worth to the other support. Oh, Toby caught out again. Oh, dearie me. Just goes from bad to worse.
Defense.
Yeah, he's no buyback for a full minute. This is a tier 3 gone for sure. There is a glyph at the very least. And they are going to use it
damage of the Bristleback. 420 per hit. This tower is a goner. Especially when you have this amazing treants as well.
Yeah, these buildings die so quickly. Creep wave is here already as well, so no backdoor protection is going to make any difference. And you can see out on the map, Kami is just pushing mid. Like, he knows there's just no way they can defend.
Look at what they're doing to the Raxes. This treant's so good, man.
Yeah, it's absolutely melting them. That's a full set gone. Completely free, just really from a misplay from Toby, getting caught out like that. And they will pay respect to Avulus. They do back out, not staying for more.
Guys, I'm gonna farm this camp right next to our base. It is super safe. Like, trust me. Trust me, bro. And, well, here's the result.
Yeah. Literally where till the end just died as well.
Yep.
Like, yeah, a little bit risky, to be honest with you, but yeah, it does end up costing their team pretty big. At the very least, Roshan was a relatively long respawn time, still a minute and a half, so if Smiling Knight's going to stay AFK in the pit, he's going to be twiddling his thumbs for a long time here.
This Bristol really hates the Naga Siren, right? He bought a Lotus Orb in this game, even though it's not that great of an item, right? What versus a Burrow Strike, and to just remove the net from himself. That's about it, and you just so hate it so much. I guess armor is nice versus the Weaver, but overall not that great to the Lotus Orb game.
Yeah, thought maybe you just like, I don't know, get Zibe to buy it for you. Actually, speaking of Zibe, he's actually building one as well. So they really want to make sure that nobody's getting netted up this game. They just want to keep on running. I mean, I suppose it's like, if you just constantly purge away all these abilities, you don't even need a BKB, really.
There's a lot of routes, right? There's also a Glapion on the Weaver. Maybe that's the idea, even saving the Queen of Pain, not necessarily ourselves. And it does help you with the push. Burrow Strike is hella annoying.
You see a 4-man smoke here from Night Pulse. Let's see if they can find anybody. So far, all they can really see is Nako, although Zibe will get spotted out from the illusion, but that is not the target you want to be jumping on. It's so hard to get the kill. Smiling Knight also shows himself, and maybe Night Pulse are thinking about making that jump, but he's a hard target to find.
Almost impossible. You've got no break at the moment. Just let him go.
Yeah, he's gone. TP's out. Just as Roshan respawns though, but in 25 seconds, going to be moving down to the Radiant side either way. And yeah, you can see that Smiling Knight's already TP'd down there. They just want to take this one straight away.
Will they even ever have a break for it anyways? You're not killing this in 10 seconds.
They're going to try.
They have a fissure. Smiling Knight is coming.
He just goes through it. Who cares? Nako as well TP's him from the back. So they got the information.
Can't kill him.
They do force them to all disengage. And actually Smiling Knight, he's like, forget Roshan, guys. Let's just go for kills.
More people coming.
They got the Echo off to the side. They found Rehab. They're trying to burst him down. They do successfully take out the Queen of Pain. Fantastic start to the fight here from Night Pulse. They're going to try and push more, but even lacking their mid laner, Smiling Knight does not give a crap. He's just charging into everybody right now. Lots of stuns, holding but bay. Meanwhile, off to the side, Cammy, dealing with 3 heroes, has to retreat himself. Smiling Knight does find 1 kill. I just said the buyback from the Queen of Pain. And now Night Pulse is probably going to have to try and run away. Toby, though, stun forwards on towards the Nako. They're going to be able to bring down this Nature's Prophet. Shoulders on towards Cammy, off towards the jungle. It looks like they have managed to find Janta. He is dead. Toby, with the epicenter, can't really lock down onto anybody, though. So he's just going to end up dying here. Not an awful fight overall for Night Pulse. It's 3 for 2, and they do force a buyback at the very least.
Yeah, not bad for Night Pulse. You will be losing the Roche, however. This is the main thing that the fight was all about, and not being able to secure it in a situation where you're more than 10k gold behind means that the game is going to be getting even harder. The only question is, do you give the Aegis to the Queen of Pain because she doesn't have a buyback? It seems no. Smiling Knight is making the slot. He's going to be the one doing the pushing.
Yeah, I mean, already in these team fights, he looks next to unkillable, so if you just give him the Aegis, Night Pulse are going to be forced to try and fight into him to defend their high ground, and that just looks so damn hard to do. So yeah, he's just going to run at them right now and force them to respond. I mean, Cammy has just picked up a Daedalus, so there's some decent damage output now from this Weaver, but it already depends if they can get a good position to actually do the damage.
Well, let's see if he's gonna be able to. Does he have a shard on the Weaver? He might need a shard. Going for a Satanic next. Yeah, shard is gonna be much more powerful if you have the Satanic. At this point in the game, however, they're gonna be coming to your high ground, and it is a question: do I save buyback or do I buy a shard? Your Satanic is not gonna be done anyways.
Yeah, a long ways away from getting that. I mean, how close is he even to a buyback? Still needs another 1300 gold. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get the time to do that. One is Desire. Maybe found him. Jump force from Zibe. Forces out the BKB. Good damage, but Kami, he's just going to casually TP away. But that's BKB down as well for the next team fight. It just gets even harder now for Night Pulse.
Yeah, they can very easily burst him down. And that's an 8-second BKB. It's not like it's a 6-second one so that the charge doesn't matter. Not having the 8-second BKB is a huge deal.
Smiling Knight up on the high ground. Pretty decent damage though to him. Does force him to retreat for now. We're just going to wait for the next quick waves and potentially just going to push again. Meanwhile, the rest of Night Pulse with this 3-man smoke, trying to make a play in towards the triangle. A good echo going, lands on the both supports. Fantastic stuff. They still
alive.
finish the mob. They're going to disengage. Song the Siren off to the right side. It is delaying Smiling Knight. Meanwhile, Sadeko eventually
still
will
alive?
fall. Good Sonic Wave from Rehab. Connects on towards 3 right now. Now Smiling Knight coming on through. Want to try and bring him down. Stun does connect on towards Kami. In comes the epicenter as well. They're trying to do what they can, but Simei's extremely tanky. So is Smiling Knight. And eventually Toby trying to TP out. Is there any stun? There isn't. He does escape. So far,
Beautiful.
so good from Night Pulse. Might only lose till the end here, but to be honest, that's not bad. 1 support for 2. Toby jumps on forwards. Thinking about continuing this fight. Fisher actually blocking Toby off and pursuing. Maybe that's going to force Avilus to disengage.
Beautiful fight for Night Pulse. They are using their mobility to go in and out, and this was during daytime, so they didn't have the extra vision coming out from the Weaver. All of it came from the perfect jump from the Shaker, right? You do want to find these supports, especially the Hoodwink. Without the Hoodwink, Avilus don't have the extra lockdown, and most importantly, the burst damage to bring down the first hero. When Night Pulse lose the first hero, their ability to go in and out of the fights becomes significantly harder, but you get rid of the Hoodwink and then everybody survives on low HP. That is pretty much it. Not every fight is going to go this way, but if Night Pulse find these openings, it is a huge deal.
It really is. And we can always see though, it's not like Night Pulse are completely out of this one. They are able to constantly fight back. Really are trying to push this as much as they can. Good stun on towards Rehab to start this one off. Tries to dodge their effective, but good jump from Simei. Stun on towards 2. Echo comes out, but unfortunately it doesn't really change anything at all. As they do lose their mid laner. Everyone else though will be able to get themselves out of there. At the very least, there is a buyback available here for Warwick, and most likely going to be used.
Night Pulse, they saw that they barely killed the supports, the auras at the moment on Avilus, and the 13k goal lead, the most important part, it makes them so tanky. You do not have the capability of Night Pulse to just jump a hero and blow him up unless he's completely isolated, which is very rarely going to be the case, especially next to a tier 1 that still hasn't been taken out. So Night Pulse, they got ahead of themselves. And look at it, Avilus, they want that buyback. They're poking to force it out.
Yeah. And Night Pulse, they're desperately going to try and hold on to it, but with the Roshan banner dropped as well, but actually Kami just focuses it down.
Nicely done.
Very nicely done to get rid of that one. Smiling Knight actually taking quite a lot of damage to the jump from Simei. Initial stun, plus pushback actually lands on towards 2, and Kami gets blasted! The Song of the Siren comes out way too late. Toby with the epicenter, he's going to try and set up to go for the kills. Eventually it does come out, but the BKB smells. Smiling Knight does not give a crap to physical damage, forcing tanking away. Meanwhile, Kami trying to take out Simei will successfully take down the Centaur Warrunner. But even still, a 4 versus 4. Smiling Knight has the Aegis of 15 seconds. React puts himself out of position on this Queen of Pain as the damage just floods
That's a big
through.
mistake.
They do find him. 8 seconds for the Aegis. If Night Pulse can wait for this one, maybe they can go for a counterplay. It looks like they're going to let Avilus disengage for free. But that, yeah, it was a massive mistake from React to put himself in that position.
No reason to do so for sure. Smiling Knight could have just taken the Raxes. The thing is, you still have the Iron Wound Treants. Even with the mistakes, even with the dieback on the Queen of Pain being dead for so long, it doesn't matter. Seneko will be doing his job as a Nature's Prophet.
Oh no, look at him. He's just going to keep on pushing. There is a buyback though from Toby, so if Avilus want to go for it, they could put themselves in a 5 versus 3.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, we'll just time-lapse back into his base. Just really are trying to delay this push as much as possible. Jansa respawning any second now. And Toby not far away from him as well.
Bristleback got the Warpath damage per stack. He does have the Seeing Red facet too, so the amount of damage that you're going to be doing with the right clicks is out of this world, right? Just a couple of hits onto the racks, onto the tier 3 tower, and it is going to get taken out easily.
Yeah, it is scary amount of damage that he does do with those right clicks. Well, this scan, it does actually land right now. Warwick sees Simei, jumps with the Echo. They're trying to control up this Centaur. He's very tanky though. Just going to pop everything plus the Stampede. Wants to disengage right now. They actually reflect the Glepnir. Maybe the turnaround's coming through. Smiling is in. Physical damage on towards Warwick. Desire trying to get himself out of there. Fisher lands on towards 3. It's a good start, but still Smiling Knight. No cares in the world. The damage on towards Kami. He's just able to survive. Simei jumps on through, gets the stun, but that's going to cost him his life. Now the re-engagement comes on in. Toby with the burrow. Not much damage on towards Smiling Knight though. Desire actually still nearly drops the damage. Reflects the spell. Squirrel is dead. Toby though on death's door. Can he escape? One more Puro.
Still alive.
Gets out of Mikami. He's been caught. He's silent. Sonic Wave. Does he survive
He's
the
dead.
first damage? He will not. He's dead for 2 minutes now, Harry. That could just be the nail in the coffin here. They're still going to find more. Jantel as well has been caught. He knows there's no escape. Trying to do some damage. But he too is dead with no buyback. Toby as well. Still trying to run away. Neko, Rhea finds him. TP will succeed.
Yeah, I won't even need it. It was so obvious that Asweaver was gonna die. The heals from the Song of the Sirens are high, but they're just not high enough. He took so much damage, got silenced up, and of course the soul burn. At some point it pops and deals more than enough to finish you off.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Yeah, now this does just look like the end of the game, to be honest. Mega Creep's secured. Gonna start working on these tier 4s. They have just put for a refresher orb here for Warwick. If they could hold on 10 seconds, maybe they can get the double echo and make some big play. Until the end, caught out. Root as well, lands on towards the Earthshaker. He's going to try and do what he can. Just needs to hold on for the double ultimate. He now does have it, but he gets burst damage. What the hell was that? 1800 damage crit. And there it is. GG is called, and Fabulous, they take the series 2-0.
Not only 2-0 in a pretty convincing fashion. There wasn't a point in any of the 2 games where Nightbulls looked like they were taking it, where they looked like they had a lead confident enough that is going to put them ahead in a possibility where they could win the game. It was just fabulous all the way.
It really, really was just an absolute A-class showing from this team. They clearly woke
The usage of the Nature's Prophet
saying, like, when this tournament started out, that I feel like this is a team to potentially look out for in the future. And yeah, just the way that they're able to perform in this series, just absolutely phenomenal stuff. Very, very well played to them.
Are fortified.
to us, but when they talk it between themselves. But one thing that I found out in Kiev when I was there, so a lot of people in Kiev they speak Russian, right? But they also know Ukrainian. Obviously, it's their country. So you would have two people, sometimes depending on their families. One is speaking Ukrainian and the other one is speaking Russian, and they understand each other perfectly. So maybe that's the situation in Navi Junior, that they just speak Ukrainian, maybe they speak Russian, and they just all know what's going on.
Yeah, it's true. I suppose it's like me trying to talk to someone who's Welsh. I mean, like they speak English as well, but good lord, sometimes you can't understand what the hell they're saying. I'll tell you that. I don't want to offend any Welsh people in the chat, but regardless of that, the draft is now underway. Navi Junior already chucked out there 4 bans. Mouz taking away the Broodmother actually, as well as the Pangolier. Has Navi Junior been playing a lot of Brood, or is that just the hero they're afraid of potentially?
It is a solid hero, but let me check, right? Let me check how Navi Junior have been looking with it. I have seen some Broods in the current meta, very rarely a first pick, but yeah, Navi Junior do play it, right? So it is something that is exclusive. I don't say exclusive, but something that they're known for. Let's put it that way, and they do play it in the offlane.
Yeah, it's good to know. Yeah, played it twice, won both games, so clearly a comfortable one for him. But already this draft actually kind of starting out a bit different to how a lot of other ones have gone so far in the CCT. First pick Doom coming out from Mouz, and Navi Junior actually responding with the Lion, who is actually their second most picked hero so far in this patch, and I believe they've not dropped a single game with the Lion as well. So, you know, very comfortable start for him.
Something that Navi Junior have been doing for a very long time, and I think that's their weakness, but sometimes it can turn to 15 minute mark, and then they just overwhelm you. Lion in those situations is not good. He's not a great team fighter. He likes to go for pickoffs. He likes to stack up those fingers. Later on down the line, you can be good at starting off fights because you can maybe delete a hero, but we can expect maybe a save to be coming out from Mouz, or maybe they itemize so they have the save and you just counter the Lion that way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, normally you just default going for the Shadow Demon, as obviously that's just super solid so far in the meta, but that's actually already been banned from a lot of teams lately. Kind of surprised they didn't get hit from the first phase ban, but he slips his way through, and here he is.
Yes. or you're gonna go for the whirlwind that you mentioned, which is also a pretty nice one. In this game, I don't know, man. Still, more often than not, I'd say focus fire. I'd like to see it more, but in pubs, whirlwind is the one that is winning.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of it lately. It just seems like just annihilate everybody. You know, support could just be chilling on the side, and all of a sudden just gets twatted in the face, and they get blown up with them a random crit or something like that. It's always pretty nasty to play against. In general as well, like Wind Ranger matchup versus the Sven, if it is a Sven carry, is pretty decent because obviously you just do Wind Run and then all of a sudden Sven's hitting for 1,000 damage a hit. But if you can't hit her, it means absolutely nothing. But we'll see if it even ends up being that carry Sven, but likely to be the POS 5 as it's a Puck and Mars picked here from Navi. So, you know, obviously got their mid and their off lane are now sorted. Potentially they could do like a weird little swap around and actually put this Sven as the carry now, but they are telegraphing it as a support at the moment.
Yeah, most likely. This is a Puck mid with the Dragonite still in the pool. You could go that route. Let's see Supreme's heroes. He plays a Shaker. That'd be a decent one. Ember Spirit as well. Having an Omni-Knight on your side, you're not really going to be afraid of the Puck. I would say, though, he's not a big Dragonite player, but he... no, Nature's Prophet, it's banned out. Then I'd go Ember, right? That seems like the best Supreme hero right now.
Yeah, they are actually really thinking about this one. Yeah, maybe I'll try and just weigh up those options, but I feel like the Ember's always a solid pickup, really. It's hard to make it to pick an Ember into a bad draft. Like he's always
Puck and the Mars, they do benefit a solid amount from the Solar Flare.
yeah, that's true. Navi are going to start banning up. I mean, yeah, this is probably where they have to start weighing up now, where if they believe this is going to be that carry Wind Ranger, in which case, if they think it is, what position 4s do you think they're going to try and strip away here?
Something that catches the Puck, right? Something that provides you with burst damage that if you get a stun on him, you might not even need to Doom the Puck, even though he's probably the best, definitely the best Doom target that you can go.
Yeah. And I say they've been playing a decent amount of Hoodwink. You know, she's a pretty solid position 4 hero in itself, so maybe they might go down that route. Or at least maybe Navi Jr. might decide to ban it out instead. What other sort of POS 4s have they been playing a lot of?
You can go Sniper if you really want to focus on the lane, right? Doom Sniper sounds really strong. Doom has a lot of movement speed. And the sniper slows it down and you can run down anybody. It's not out of the question if your idea is just to secure the lane for the Doom, which I wouldn't mind, right? You will win the Dragonite lane, you will win the Doom lane, the Wind Ranger and the Omni might just win their lane as well because they're so strong, and then you just overwhelm them. But they banned out the Enigma.
Yeah.
Oh, they're thinking that it might be a position for Doom. Not out of the question. Armin does play it.
Yeah. Yeah, could 100% be what they're going for. It makes kind of a lot of sense as well, because when it comes down to those team fights, it's not really much AoE control coming out from Mouz right now. I mean, they got the Dragon Tail stun, and they've got Shackles, and that's really it on their disabling department. Not really much when, it gets to those 5v5 engagements. So maybe they might try and go for someone who can bring a little bit of form of lockdown. It actually does come to those clashes. But we'll see what they go for. Only 10 seconds of reserve time after this, so it's not like they got the longest time.
I still like the Hoodwink that you mentioned earlier. It's just solid, right? There's no Rubik, there's no Grimstroke, there's no Shadow Demon. You get some bursts, you get some extra stuns. Wouldn't be half bad.
See if that's what they're going to go for. Maybe they will swap the Doom. Oh, Naga's okay, so carry Naga, or is this like a position 5 Naga? I mean, it must be carry, right?
I think 5 Naga.
Yeah.
I'd say 5 Naga. I don't see Ulnit playing a lot of it lately, but no carry Naga versus a Lion. Come on. This is not gonna be happening. Yep, just play it as a support.
Okay, so, well, I mean, normally when you got an Omni Knight and a Naga Siren as support, both of them tend to be the 5. So in this case, which one would you want to see on the more greedier role?
Most of them play a lot of. Like, I want to say I'd rather see the 5 Omni, right? And it is gonna be a 5 Omni.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's an interesting little direction Mouse takes it in the end, just going for the support Naga. Last pick from Navi Junior was actually the Snapfire there.
Carry Sven.
It is the carry Sven, yeah. They went back in for it. I mean, it's like I say, it's not like the best matchup versus a Wind Ranger. Obviously, the Wind Run really does screw you over quite a lot. I mean, do you think as a result somebody's going to be getting a relatively early nullifier to try and deal with that?
I think Sven might be thinking about an Aghanim Scepter in this game. Maybe that's the idea, but it just takes such a long time. You need your Mask of Madness, you need your Echo Saber, you need the BKB, you need the SNY, and then you can go for an Aghanim Scepter. It's not good, right? Maybe you can skip the SNY, but all of the other items seem pretty mandatory on the hero. I don't know. This is classic Navi Junior lineup, very slow. They're going to be needing to get a lot of things done with the puck, and when your laning stage on the puck isn't looking that great, you are going to be in trouble. Plus, Mouz seem to be wanting to put the foot on the gas because we are going to be seeing a Corrosive Dragon.
Oh yeah, they are indeed going for that one. All right, so more of a pushing oriented lineup. But again, if you're saying that Navi Junior tend to go for the slower games, and Mouz probably realizing that as well, just try and push as much as you possibly can in the early stage and just really screw them over, in which case maybe you just completely shut them down out of the game, which is definitely a cool way of taking it. But I do like the amount of team fight that Navi Junior are coming out with here. Dream Coil, Arena, Mortimer's Kisses on top. Literally everybody has a stun. Barring the pucks obviously is an ultimate, but there's so many forms of disable on the side of Navi Junior that maybe it could be quite difficult for Mouz to play through. But again, maybe this game comes down to quite a lot of the early game.
Navi Junior are going to be needing to kite a little bit in those fights. You have a lot of lockdown to keep them in place, and you have a decent amount of damage. But none of your heroes is really good at finishing people off. You got a finger, maybe the Sven can connect, but early stages of the game, definitely not that great, right? So, considering that you need to get those Blink Daggers before you're really ready to fight, you are going to be going versus a pipe on the Doom. Right, so it's inevitable, and you already now need to have it in the back of your head. Right, here's the back of their head. Right, you need to have. Very hard to find parts of your own body. Right, that's the only 30 years to practice that. So you have to understand that the fights are not going to be straightforward unless you're winning the game. You shouldn't be too far ahead if you're Navi Junior, but unless you're winning heavily, you need to be approaching these fights with caution.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe there's going to be quite a lot of pressure on Niku to have a solid start in the mid lane, maybe, and then just with that space, try and run away with his team. Which, is definitely possible. He's pretty solid here in the mid, and when you factor in that he's a Grandmaster tier puck as well, clearly he's played the absolute hell out of this hero, so it's always a little bit difficult when you're playing into somebody who's that experienced on a single character. And we'll see if he's going to be able to bring the action with it, as we see both teams smoking up. And maybe Navi Junior going to try and invade the jungle from below, but Mouz Esports, they're running in the right direction. We're probably going to see a clash here.
This is going to be a big one. A great start to the series. Smoke breaks.
Oh, yeah, Benga just immediately does a U-turn, runs away. Everyone from Navi just all
The
grouped
battle
up.
begins.
And then it's out. And as a result, it's actually going to be 3 bounties going the way of Navi Jr. there. So not a fight doesn't happen, but they still come out ahead. Actually lingering nearby, they're going to try and go for a Q here onto Bengen perhaps, but they just catch wind of it, Mouz. They just completely evade it again.
I like how that Suns fan sound, it literally says sounds, right? That is how they explained, noises, what he was doing, blah, 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 right? You don't really have a word to explain it like that.
Yeah, they probably like told somebody like, "I wrote, you need to put this in text format," and they're like, "I don't know what the hell. How am I supposed to type this? Just put noises." Yeah, that's fine. Easy way to do it.
So, mid lane not gonna be easy for the puck. Maybe even harder versus a corrosive dragon. I think Olnit already gets the first blood. It is such a strong lane, this Wind Ranger and the Omninet. I've seen it so many times in this meta. It's not fair.
Yeah, Stays gets completely ran down, and you can see Olnit and Bengen are still pretty much full HP each as well, so they weren't even like, it wasn't even a fight, it was just a free kill by the looks. And we'll see how many more times they're going to be able to pull this one off. Obviously, Hammer of Purity is just so solid for harassing, just pure damage, just every now and then. It's pretty nasty to play against.
Yep. Pretty hard, and also the slow is insane, right? So we talked about their ability to kill the line. Then Navi Jr. they did 180, moved the line to the safe lane. Safe lane line though is even weaker, right? You just do not contribute that much to the damage. Sven also is going to be lacking in the damage department. We can expect some dives to be happening from Mouz in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe then got the juice, could potentially just get completely shot out of this lane. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe some nice rotations can come in from Daze perhaps, and with a triple stun sort of set up, maybe then they can start trying to find some kills of their own. But obviously that will then leave PMA on his own and potentially put the Mars in danger.
So are you an anime fan? Are you a weeb?
I am.
Okay, Niku, please translate this for me from Japanese.
Not a clue.
It means meat. You British guys, you have the language. I talked to Rob a couple of days ago, and he's like, "Yeah, we have the language. Why would I need to know any other one?" And now you don't even pay attention when you watch
the arrogance of speaking English as our first language, because we just expect everybody else to speak English. It's like when you go on holiday, you make a little bit of an effort, but a lot of the times you try and order some food in their language, and they're like, "Oh, we speak English, by the way." You're like, "Oh, okay." That makes things simpler.
Yeah, now when the younger generations are also being involved in tourism, that is the way. But my father, who doesn't really speak English that well, is much better at communicating with the older guys with his hands and feet when there is a big language barrier.
Yeah, when in doubt, just do a little bit of charades and just act it out, and generally people will figure out what the hell you're trying to say. You gotta love it. You absolutely gotta love it. So, how's this mid lane going? Pretty even, to be honest with you. Yeah, 17-2 to Supreme to the 16-1 of Niku, so pretty much neck and neck. Is this kind of how you expect this matchup to go, or do you think the DK should be ahead?
He should be ahead. Usually you do pressure the puck quite a lot. Any melee hero should win the CS battle, but the puck harasses you, right? DK not really harassable, and then you just naturally win this lane. He's still winning, but I expected more. I've seen DK's demolishing the puck.
Yeah, I mean, Supreme's not being forced out, but at the same time, like you said, he's not really limiting what Niku's able to do, so probably Niku's extremely happy with how this is currently going down. And we'll see what he's potentially going to be able to do with this pretty decent start here. Since seeing that first blood down at the bot lane, all the side lanes have actually been pretty calm, to be honest with you. Everybody just CSing away. It's only Olnit who's really falling behind in terms of CS when you compare him against Scott the Juice, that is.
Yeah, that is the case. But he got the first blood, right? So it's not the biggest deal in the world. I'm surprised. I mean, Navi Jr. have been doing a good job in that. Nico is in trouble. He got stunned during the orb.
That was perfectly timed there from Supreme. Such easy free damage on towards the puck. And ooh, we do have a pause. Hopefully this is only a minor one. It was absolutely horrible yesterday because obviously there was the big server issues, wasn't there? And yeah, it proper threw a spanner in the works for this tournament and a few others, I believe. Just everybody was having awful lag and disconnecting. Don't know what that was all about, but I'm glad it's fixed.
Well, it happens, right? It's not like it could be anticipated and fixed. A lot of people on Reddit are gonna cry, they can't fix their game. I don't think it's that easy. But maybe, maybe they should put more people on Dota. But we just love this game so much, Blue Scale, that I don't care. It can lag as much as it wants, and I'm still just gonna be sitting here like a dog waiting for it to start again.
Yeah, we'll be waiting. I mean, I think if it happens in an intense moment, your keyboard probably won't enjoy it too much. Might get a little bit of a bashing, but it depends how hyped up you are at the time in the game. Who knows? Oh, I always just remember in like Severe Rage, the video of there's that German kid who smashes the hell out of his keyboard. He's like, "Where's the escape key?" Can't find it. It's like keys go flying everywhere. Absolutely
I like the rage moments is the one guy who pulls out a katana and slices his monitor. That was my favorite one. The guy has also like afro hair, like I used to rock before I let my hair really go, right? And it's my brother was always like messing with me with that one. Like this is you. This is what you would do if because I had a katana in my room. If your katana was closer to the PC, and he might have been right.
Yeah, turn into the real Afro samurai, just like slice it up your computer. Well, glad you didn't. Otherwise, that's a very expensive way to rage out.
But it's a hell of a story to tell your grandkids back in my day, right? So, would have been a good one. This
is why we can't have nice things. Rage makes me katana stuff. But yeah, I mean, still, it's just like, got the juice. Pretty much having a free time at the top. I'm kind of surprised he's managing to find this much CS, to be honest with you. Just seems to not be hindered whatsoever, and it still is Olnit suffering quite at the bottom. Look at that, he just pops forwards, and it's actually Force who ends up taking the majority of the harassment there.
The laning phase is going really well for Navi Jr. I'm surprised. I thought that the safe lane of Mouz is going to be doing better. This off lane, sure, Sven is not an easy hero to pressure. You just pop the Warcry and you run away if there's any kind of trouble. But the bottom lane, I really expected the Wind Rangers to do better. And of course, in the mid lane, Dragon Knight did win. I expected him to win just slightly more.
Yeah. As though Supreme tried to go for a stun there on towards Niku, but it does manage to get the phase shift dodge, so no problem. But Benkin as well as Daze both rotate in here. Obviously, 6-minute rune coming up in 10 seconds. We'll see who gets lucky and is able to grab this one. Niku actually forced to run all the way into the Radiant jungle, so I don't think he's going to be able to get here in time for the rune. And yeah, he just TP's back to base. They just concede it.
There's no luck here. Mouz are going to be controlling those runes. No bottle on the Dragonite. You just get it. And of course, Dragonite illusions are not what they used to be. Your tower is going to be taking a massive amount of damage. But then again, so is the Doom.
Yeah, make the best out of a bad situation there. Do manage to find the kill, bring in 3 heroes. Do manage to take down Force, but yeah, like you're saying, this is a catapult wave with an acid dragon as well. This tier 1 tower is not having a fun time. Let's see how much damage they actually get out of here, whether Niku's going to be able to defend it a fair amount.
Okay. Only a third of it gone. Not the worst thing in the world considering that your puck was gone, but nighttime plus illusory orb, your movement is quite high, so you'll always get there in time.
Yeah, didn't get punished too hard there, although. So Daze and Riddies, both at the bot lane right now. Maybe thinking about trying to set up for a kill, but there was an observer ward, so information is there for Mouz that that was a potential gank coming their way. They do avoid it.
Puck is going to be getting his TP back right now. Where is the courier? Okay, it's delivering it. So if you are Mouz, you need to be careful with the dives. I know this is the time with which you would want to be a little bit more aggressive, but it's just hard to do. Dragon Knight needs to apply a lot of pressure to this mid lane to make sure that the puck doesn't assist the side lanes.
Yeah, for sure. It's like every single time that puck steps away, you've got to be hitting the tower, and he's straight back on it again. As soon as that DK form is ready and available, just immediately starts applying the work. Unless Navi Jr. can decide to start rotating some supports in to defend this one, it's only a matter of time before this tower does go down.
Naga Siren did deny the Wisdom Rune though, right? From the enemies. And considering that you have a Snapfire in the line, this is going to be a problem. We talked about some of the timings of Navi Jr. Their level 6s on the supports are their biggest one, like pre-Blink Daggers. And you are not going to have them in time.
Yeah, not at all. It's going to be quite frustrating to play versus. Well, there's a Arcane Rune picked up there from Supreme. Awards did spot out Riddy's coming on in, so he will back on out. But it looks like instead, they're going to go for another kill on towards Force. There's nothing he could do. Narman comes in with the net, but literally makes no difference at all. So it's another death for this Doom, another kill for the Sven. And he is miles ahead in terms of net worth. He's 1,300 ahead of Olnit already.
Looking really good for him, looking really good for Navi Jr. here in this early game. Ridis also level 5.5 without the Wisdom Rune. Navi Jr., they are rocking this early game. This is a big deal. They weren't this good when it came down to laning stage just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, seems like they've made some key adjustments in their gameplay, and it seems to be panning out quite nicely so far. We'll see what they're going to be able to do with this decent start or not. Maybe they might just waiting for Riddy's to hit his level 6, then go for a kill potentially on towards the Dragon Knight, who again pushing onto this mid tier 1, and this looks like the tower is going to go down. Does Niku get denied?
Got it. Almost.
Almost. It was still space created, tower's gone, and immediately you see Supreme like, right, my job is done here. Let's head up towards the top. Where, speaking of being up top, Olnit maybe in danger. A lot of people around him, but he does actually evade that one. No problem at all. Very close.
Yep, I'm gonna be quite happy with it. He did go for the whirlwind facet in the end, so just wants to go with the AOD. It makes sense in this game quite a lot, right? Because you look at the supports of Navi Jr. relatively squishy, Puck squishy as well. If it is a fight where you are allowed to get those hits out, you could just with AoE damage bring down 3 of the enemy heroes. But speaking of Wind Ranger, they really want Olnit dead, just can't seem to get a grab.
Yeah, I'm just trying to limit their game as much as possible at the very least. I mean, he's fine in farm, but when you just compare it to how well Got the Juice has gone so far, it seems like they're miles behind. Obviously, this is a Sven who also has 3 kills to his name. Like, he's had pretty much a perfect start that you can imagine.
Sven is no longer this hero that needs the strongest timing. He's very strong in the late game because of the Wrath of God. This is why this is even more impressive, because Wrath of God kind of hinders your laning ability just a bit.
It definitely does. Oh, up top. Looks like they're going to try and make a move on
Banger
towards
ready.
Supreme, bringing in several heroes. They've chucked out the Doom on towards Got the Juice, but I don't think it really matters. It's a perfect arena place there from CMA. And these are 2 very dead cores. You can see that a couple of other members of Mouz was coming through the Twin Gate, but did not get here in time at all. And as a result, it's a big win there for Navi Jr.
This is a situation where Benga needs to be in position, right? It is your job to prevent your cores from dying in these situations, and he just didn't.
Yeah.
He was.
I think he was sat behind Olnit. Maybe they were fearful that a gank was going to come the way of the Wind Ranger, but little they know, it's the complete opposite side of the map where the action was going down. Apply a bit of pressure to this tier 1 tower at the very least with a catapult, but it's a minor consolation prize.
That's not half bad. The thing is, you're not getting it down, and even the Sven is being brought here.
Yeah. Oh, Olnit! Oh my lord, he was taking a lot of damage just from the cleave alone there. That was kind of scary. And he has to run away as there's a lot of other members of Navi Jr. turning up. Smoke breaks. Narman, with that freshly picked up Song of the Siren, will completely negate this push. Or will he? As Niku's already in amongst 2 supports. Who does he go for? Bengen or Narman? It will be the Naga Siren who's going to die here.
Navi Jr. going for the early game pressure, and the Mouz, this is where they were supposed to be applying exactly that. They only took down 1 tower. Some of them did take a decent amount of damage, but this is not the start that Mouz were looking for.
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, the mid went fine. Supreme was able to get his farm a decent amount. He took down the tower a timely fashion as well, but even still, like, the other side lanes have just gone pretty damn well here for Navi Jr. And it looks like they're going to start work on this bottom tier 1 tower themselves. No way to defend it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Absolutely no way to do anything about it. Opening up the map a little bit more by Navi Jr. is a huge deal because it will allow you to farm those very much needed Blink Daggers. Puck away from his, but Mars only 400 gold before he finishes that one off. It is looking quite good for Navi Jr. Mouz. With their support duo, they don't really have that much kill potential. They need to be able to read what Navi Jr. Are doing.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic at saving their cause and trying to delay the fight for as long as possible, but yeah, can't really help out all too much when it comes to either disabling or actually looking for the kills themselves. We'll see if that's going to really hinder their game or not. As yeah, as you're saying, it's looking all Navi Jr. so far.
They're looking so good, right? This Mouz lineup was supposed to win the laning stage. That is what you picked it for, and it just didn't work out. Supreme, known as, used to be a pretty good lane dominator, but it seems that the Dragon Knight isn't really something that is up in his alley.
Looks like he's still just trying to farm up. He's got his Mage Slayer now finished, and yeah, working on towards his own Blink, but still about 1,600 gold away, so have to be a couple more minutes waiting for that item. Maybe Navi Jr. is trying to look for some sort of opening to either find a free kill, then push the tower, or just really shutting down the Radiant jungle.
You want to utilize this Blink Dagger on the Mars that just got bought, right? Because Doom will have his pipe, and you want to make sure that before Mouz can get together, that you bring down some heroes. When the pipe is out, it's gonna be a lot harder to win an engagement.
Yeah, they are going to go for this two-man smoke now, with that Blink Dagger in hand. Let's see who they're able to find with this one. Also bringing in the Snapfire. Oh, Niku. Maybe just baiting out these TPs, actually. It might set up for a good fight. The three-man Dream Core is getting pretty low, but here comes the rest of the squad. Morva's Kiss is raining in from afar as well. The damage is perfect. You managed to find one finger. Not doing all too much there, actually, with the Pipe of Insight that came on through. But Mouz, they've got to get some sort of counter kill for this one. Fantastic two-man stun from Riddies. And they just get out without sustaining any further losses. So quick in, quick out, they get a kill, and they force all those TP rotations.
It's not that bad for Navi Jr., but still, I think they expected more with the jump they got. Niku, be careful! Barely out.
Yeah, and he's a risky man. He wants to toe the edge of everything he can possibly get. Like I said, he's played a lot of puck, so he knows what he's doing.
Sure. The Sven is approaching his BKB though. Things are shaping up perfectly for Navi Jr. This Sven, once he gets the BKB, then only the SNY, and he can start thinking about that Aghanim Scepter we talked about with a Dispel every 12 seconds. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be a massive problem for them. Yeah, and if he carries on the way he is, it's not going to be too long before he has all those items ready and available. Riddies as well, actually on the line, is super close to having his own Blink Dagger, and actually with this Bounty Rune, yeah, he's got it as well. So another form of initiation here for Navi Jr. It's going to be quite difficult now for Mouz to avoid getting picked off just with all of these forms of jumps and disables.
I think even Force is going to start thinking about a Blink Dagger in this game because you need catch. You need to be able to kill these heroes. At this point, Navi Jr. 3 Blinks. They are just going to be shoving out the waves and catching you off guard. So far, though, so good for Mouz in terms of controlling the positioning of the creeps. They've been doing a better job than Navi Jr.
I've seen them put a little bit of break on the pressure right now. Maybe they're just waiting for more for the Finger of Death, to come back off cooldown in 25 seconds, and potentially we'll probably see Navi Jr. just go for another smoke, especially now that, yeah, there's a BKB online for Got the Juice, a Blink Dagger as well here for Niku. Just Blinks coming out the wazoo right now for Navi Jr. And yeah, this is going to be 100% the time in to see if they can find a free kill. Obviously, a big one being Allnet if they can find this Wind Ranger.
They really want to fight around this mid lane, though. That's the only thing that is a problem for them, because Mouz can very easily read where their opponents want to be, right? So you always come back to this mid lane tower. That's where you bring the heroes. Once the tower falls, it's going to be much easier to use these Blink Daggers, but until then, Navi Jr. are very much limited in going for kills.
They are. And it actually looks like Mouz are the ones who are looking for the kills right now, as they're going for this smoke. They will break, get the jump actually on towards Riddies, trying to focus the line. The spear will miss. It looks like Riddies might just be sacrificed here. No way they can defend it. PMA still actually drops out the arena, but they're running away. Song of the Siren there from Narman, not going to grab anybody. Even still, it's a free kill onto the Lion. So it's not bad for Mouz, but that's no song on the siren now for 3 minutes.
He thought he was going to be getting more, and they might.
Oh, they found. Got the juice. Forced out the BKB. Now the Sven in danger. Trying to run away. Just going for the TP out. He's like, oh, actually, they don't have any BKB disabled. No problem.
Yep. The TP wouldn't get cancelled through the BKB. But either way, 9-second BKB down the drain. No arena. You killed the line. You got a tower. I see no problem with that. Mouz, they should be quite happy with what's going on, unless Solnit dies now. Nice, fine.
No, he's the one getting the kill. Turn around, they've got the juice. Thinking about jumping in towards Bengen. Spear actually pushing him close towards
No
Doom.
BKB.
Fantastic done. Doom comes out, but Niku's in with the 2-man using the Dream Coil.
Dragonite from the
Trying
side.
to hold him back. Got the juice. He's got to be careful. He doesn't overstep his bounds. All the spells chasing after him. It looks like he will tick out for this one. He just couldn't quite make his mind up between running and jumping in, and unfortunately, making no decision turns out to be bad, as he will still die. And yeah, Mouz, they've just bounced back pretty quickly here. It was like a 3,000 to 4,000 gold lead, but basically back down to nothing.
You're poking, you're not strong enough to go for this kill, especially with Force being in the vicinity. Look at how tanky that Doom is. Even took the Ogre Frost Mage shield, so Ice Armor will be available big versus the Sven.
Yeah, really, really solid neutral creep prioritization coming out from him. Yeah, only actually 2k gold now separating the cores rather than like 3.5 it was just a couple of minutes ago. So they really are just leveling the playing field quite a lot. Trying to poke and prod where they can. Now it's going to take control of the dire triangle area, so even when the Sven respawns, just going to have to go up top, try and find his farm up there. He's actually decided not to go in for the S and Y if you've got the juice. He's actually going for the Harpoon instead.
He has some trouble getting on top of people. Even with the arena, even with the coil, he needs something. It might be better for him to start the fight, right? Than it is for the Puck and the Mars, so that they can focus on getting multiple people so you can clear them down. Maybe that's the idea, to have some form of initiation on your side as well, and be able to gap close.
Speaking of initiation, Riddies, he's found Bengen. Looks like eventually this Omni Knight is gonna die or not. Okay.
Nope.
Just the position 5 Omni Knight casually runs away from 3 heroes. Who cares?
Repel too strong. That's how it is. We have seen it multiple times, and this is why this Navi Junior lineup, despite having a Sven who is probably the strongest hero in the late game of them all in this one, he is the only one. Puck only scales like after minute 40, 45 into the ultra late game. He's not the classic 35 to 45 minute late game hero. Oh, they want to go for the Sven once again. Look at it, bringing 5 heroes. But
Everyone
just
come
run.
through the twin gate. Yeah, he's in danger. He's going to try and slip away. At least Riddies is going to be there to block off the reinforcements. So the Lion will sacrifice his life for his carry as long as they've got the juice and get out of here. But that Glepnir from maximum range still connects. They're going to try and focus him down right now. Stormhammer's there, but Bang with the body blocks. They want to get in the range of Supreme's Blink, and yeah, he does. BKB, TP out. It's another little victory there for the side of Mouz, because that's literally the 9 and 8 second BKB used purely defensively.
And this is a problem, right? Because the kiting potential of Mouz is quite high. You have the Guardian Angel, you have the Repel. You are gonna have some BKBs at some point as well, even a Hurricane Pike maybe on the Wind Ranger. With low second BKBs, it's not gonna be possible to fight on your terms.
It's really not. And it's kind of, the game's kind of gone the way you were expecting there. I mean, sure, it was actually a pretty decent start for Navi Junior, but you know, shortly after the laning phase is over, from that like 15-minute mark onwards, now we're starting to see Mouz be the ones to actually make the plays and really limiting what Navi Junior is able to get across the map. Like, they take it down mid tier 2, just casually going to take down the top one as well. Why not?
I mean, the plan of Mouz did not change, right? It was the same. And they might have lost the laning stage, but their mid-tier 1 is still standing. When you're playing versus a team that is a lot about ganking, mid-tower is the one that opens up the most paths for you to go for pickoffs. And then enemies, they have 3 blink daggers, and the tower is still standing. It is hindering their ability to utilize them properly so much. In these kind of situations, maybe now it's a bit too late, but Navi Junior should have tried to create so much chaos on the map, even at a expense of their net worth, to get that tower, because now they're just finding out how hard it is for them to play this game.
Yeah, it is really messing with them now. I mean, at least the Sven's net worth is still extremely good. Niku as well, basically tied with the other 3/4 inside of Mouz. It's only really PMA on this Mars who's struggling. He's he's got his blink and everything like that, and he's still about 800 gold away from his BKB. And then potentially the Mars is going to start becoming a big factor in these coming team fights. But until then, it doesn't seem like Mouz have all the space to work with. Also just getting the free shard on towards Benkin as well.
So once the Solar Crest, yeah, it's all about defensive spells here, or defensive items for Mouz. You survive Navi's circles, right? The coil and the arena with the Morty kisses in the finger. And at that point, it's only the Sven who got his BKB already down to 7 seconds, so you will be able to kite him.
Yeah, they've brought down these BKBs timings as well completely for free. It's not like they had to take a 5v5 fight and lose a couple of people for it. They literally just found the Sven, forces him to use it and run away. So it's been so easy for them to really just get these little wins. And now Ned's going to roll into the Roche pit, and everyone on the side of Navi Jr. is miles away. There's no way to stop this one. But at the very least, they're going to take down that mid-tier one, Harry. So, you've got to be happy about that.
Yeah, that is true. The problem is now, so you open up the map, but you have nowhere to smoke from. With this Aegis, you take down the last outer tower if you're Mouz, and then Navi Jr., they won't have many lines from which to go for those smokes, for those movements that they can utilize their newly found map control. And you can see that Mouz might even be considering about defending the mid lane of defending the top lane. They just know all of the outer towers down, mean that these blinking teamfight lineups, they don't really do all that good.
Yeah, I'll still see a few more BKBs coming out now though. Supreme has one coming on the courier now. PMA just finished his own as well. But even still, this is already, going to be the final tier 2 tower going down at about 25 minutes into the game. All of them still standing for Mouz. They're actually, they're working on the top tier 1 actually, and Niku with this amplified damage, he's actually going to be able to take down the tier 2 himself, so not terrible.
Definitely not terrible for Navi Jr. They got something good out of a pretty bad situation. The thing is now when all of the lanes get pushed in, that's going to be the real test for Navi Jr. They do have the 1k gold lead, but getting a favorable fight when you have no towers on the outskirts of your base, it's a hard thing to do. Like even the best teams in the world struggle at doing this.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's so important that the towers give you so much free information, vision. There's definitely not going to be any enemy heroes in these certain areas, but without that, it's just very hard to find any room. And Daze found sort of lingering down by the Radiant Tormentor area. I guess he was just trying to cut creep waves and whatnot, but ends up just cutting his life short. The Supreme does find the free kill, and immediately they just TP to the Dire Triangle outpost. And they're going to try and find another kill. PMA is here. Port from a Glepnir will BKB TP out. Again, it's another 9-second BKB used just to run away, Harry.
Navi Jr., at least in net worth, they're keeping themselves ahead, but I can't help but feel that they're going to get kited way too much. Sven is going for an MKB, not for an Aghanim Scepter. There's going to be no Nullifier until the Mars gets it. You think about the death, so they need that Nullifier, man. You are just not killing this Wind Ranger. There's going to be a Repel. She will pop her Wind Run after it, and you're not going to be able to touch him.
Yeah, it's better run away and just spin around in circles with the Whirlwind and do all the damage they possibly needs to. So, I mean, he does have a Desolator and a Nullifier queued up at the same time. So maybe, he is just going to go in for that Nullifier instead, which, like you say, makes a lot of sense. But it looks like Mouz potentially going to be going for a high ground push right now, and it will force everyone from Navi Jr. to come back to the base and defend. There's not really many creeps here.
There's Aegis for 2 more minutes. You can go no problem.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just chucking out some long range spells. Forcing Supreme back.
Oh, look at Sven on top.
He's good go for the tier 3.
With the ulti.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top
And now Mouz, the
decisions.
question is, what do? Do they stay here to try and push, or do they just go back to defend it? has got the juice. He's not going to run away from this one. Although tier 3 gone, range barracks fallen on the dire sides. Melee barracks probably not long for this world either, unless of course there's going to be some big defense. So far got the juice, take down tier 3, jump on in, on towards Riddies, the bounty grab on towards the Lion, but the burst damage on towards Supreme instead, but he does survive. Repel comes through with the BKB, Song of the Siren, Doom on towards Niku, who got the juice, has to TP back to the face, but his God Strength has now run out here, Harry. And now he's just going to be tickling them, it feels. What can he do? Tries to take one whack.
Well, he's going to die.
It's a miss, and now runs away. Daedalus just delivered here from Olnit as well, so the damage is going to be flying through the roof here for this Wind Ranger. Pull back from Daze, dragging him outside of the fountain. So Navi will just have to hide themselves away. They've lost an entire set of barracks, and Mouz going to start working on this middle set.
You do have the buybacks and you might need to use them, but the thing is that you need the initiation first, because the second that you use one of them is the second that Mouz will be leaving your base. If they just get a tier 3, they're probably just... Do they even go back? I mean, there's gonna be God Strength back. You should know about it.
Yeah, we'll see how greedy they are though, Harry. You know, they can smell victory potentially. They might just overstay their mark. But even still, they're taking down these buildings. Range barracks gone, melee only on a quarter HP. And it's just gone as well. They blink out, they run, but the jump in from Niku. Good two-man Dream Coil. Now, can they get the kill for the Omni-Light before he can get any spells off? They will. He is dead. Olnit as well has been caught.
Oh!
Ace is gone. Mouz.
That's 7 seconds before expiration.
There's no ultimates available, and it looks like they're just going to sacrifice Olnit, let their carry die, and all of a sudden, Navi Jr., they do lose 2 sets of barracks. Well, that's 2 people dead with no buyback. Maybe they can do some structural damage of their own now.
Not enough to equalize the axes. The top lane getting pushed out, you will have the Omninet back in 10 seconds. This will be maybe a tier 2, nothing much more than that. I like what the Puck is doing though. He's making sure that all of the waves are pushed out. If that's the case, then at least for the next fight, Navi Jr. are going to be prepared.
It's kind of surprising how actually few kills there's been this game, considering how both these teams are more than willing to take fights. Like, it's only been 17 kills in 30 minutes with these two lineups. And, like, you know, there's 2 full sets of barracks gone as well, like...
How many times have we seen an arena where the coil being used and then just the repel saving somebody? Mouz were always posturing aggressively, but they were never really looking to kill people. They were looking to force Navi Jr. to go for a fight that they cannot win and then go for objectives. And it was just rinse and repeat until we got to this point when you are 2 lanes of racks ahead. You are playing versus Sven, so he himself is not going to mind all that much, but it helps, right? There's no more the split pushing potential for Navi Jr. and then to go for a fight. Smoke on smoke action.
This is a MKB though, freshly picked up here for Got the Juice, but of course he's not saved up for buyback now. So if they take a fight and he dies, could potentially just be the end of the game for Navi Jr. So it's an all-in play. They've got to find something out of it, but as you can see, Mouz with their own smoke have just gone all the way up to the north side of the map, so they're not going to find each other at all.
That is a smoke for position, more so than what you're going for a kill. Sure, you'd be loving to find one, but it is not necessary. So, even with an MKB, the idea remains the same. Omni Knight needs to die somehow. This guy needs to be found.
Yeah, he is target number 1, and we are sort of seeing why generally Omni Knight is a first phase ban. Like, he just does so much impact and so much value just from this single character. And now Supreme up on the high ground, hitting this final tier 3 right now, and Navi Jr. have no choice but to come back to base and respond. Morvis kisses from afar, and actually already got the juice. Just manages to force out the BKB right now. Maybe thinking about going for a re-engagement as soon as it's over. PMA in the back line. They've managed to find the Omni Knight. Perfectly done. The question is, can they do a good fight? 3-man Dream Call. They lose Riddies, but the big stun comes from Got the Juice. Finally forced to drop the juice.
Olnit is going.
Got the juice. Yes, run away. What is this damage from Olnit? People just melt to pieces. PMA is dead as well. They buy back onto the Snapfire. It's now down to a 2 versus 3. Niku caught from the silence into a stun. Glepnir control. He too is gone. It looked so good at the start there for Navi Jr., but the damage from this Wind Ranger, good lord, is monstrous.
Yeah, I thought that he's gonna be only the problem for the supports in the puck, but he ran in, demolished the Mars and the Sven, just finding an opening when all of the spells were used. Navi Jr., they got the perfect jump, but it seems that the itemization of Mouz was just awesome in this game, and only being outside of both the arena and the coil made it just very easy for him to do what he was meant to do the entire time, that is kill everybody.
Yeah, and it's quite crazy as well when you think that he did that all without even having a BKB. Like, he's only just been delivered, and he's been able to avoid all of the stuns and circles and everything that Navi Jr. have, but yeah, just right place, right time, and as you can see, it's Mega Creeps, Tier 4s are going down, and they're missing their two main cores still for another 15 seconds. I don't know if Navi Jr. has what it takes to keep themselves here in this game number 1. It's not easy. Jump on towards Dave. Damage alone.
Within 5 seconds.
Pretty scary. He will get taken out. So die back 70 seconds. And the Ancient is just dropping too damn quickly. The Arena, though, actually keeping it alive for a bit longer, and in they come. Navi Jr., they've got to take a good fight. They've got the control on towards Olnip. Will they better get the first kill? They do. The Wind Ranger is dead, but even still,
Glyph expiring.
Can they actually finish off the base? They buy back on towards the Lions. They're going to try and control up Supreme, but Narman as well, PMA, is getting super damn
Throne
low.
is gone.
They're trying to bring down the Ancient, and they've got what it takes. Owls take game number 1.
These fights are just way too long. Sven, he's losing his ulti in them. It's insane, and he's constantly attacking people. They did manage to bring down the Wind Ranger, use the glyph at the perfect moment, but of course with the Mega Creeps, with all of the things that were going up against them, there really was no chance to turn this game around.
Yeah, it was just pretty damn... just excellent gameplay coming out there from Mouz. Like, it started off so damn good though for Navi Jr. They were ahead for a good like 20 minutes of the game. They're like a 4,000-5,000 gold lead, something like that, but all of a sudden Mouz just switched on. They knew exactly what they were doing, and then it just felt like Navi Jr. could not win a fight despite having all of their excellent team fight abilities themselves and disables. It just didn't matter. Just the Omni Knight, to be honest with you, just such a good hero.
Not only the Omni Knight, but also the itemization, right? Because if you look at Mouz, how they itemize for 5 versus 5, and the other side itemized for we're gonna pick you off, and then Sven is gonna kill all of you. No matter how powerful you are, the auras will allow the enemy team to be strong as a 5-man unit, and then we saw it. Imagine if you had a Crimson Pipe versus that Wind Ranger and her Whirlwind, it would have been a completely different story. But I thought that was going to be the goal for the Mars, because, well, you have a line, you have a puck, you already have a lot of initiation, your arena will come out at some point, but he decided to be the initiator as well, and we got a result here that's going to be Mouz winning game 1.
Yeah, I agree. They just doubled down on that strategy of trying to go for pickoff after pickoff. But as you stated before a few times in that game, that mid-tier 1 tower being up for like 30 minutes or something like that really did hinder what they were able to do across the map. They just couldn't really get in the best spot to go for those kills. And slowly but surely, it just turned out all into a Mouz game. And, you know, we're really starting to see a good showcase for just how powerful a carry Wind Ranger can be. Like, for the longest time, I've never had faith in this hero, but I don't know. In recent history, she's doing a lot of work, like scary amount of damage.
Don't be a hater, Blue Scale. Believe, especially believe when pros are playing a lot in pubs. When they're winning pubs with it, very soon afterwards, it's gonna be happening in competitive games. A lot of people sometimes say, oh, it's not the same, this hero in competitive and in pubs. But when you start crushing pubs with it, you feel strong, you understand what items you need to buy, and it just is gonna be much easier to make it work in the competitive gameplay as well.
No, that's true. But even still, you know, no matter how powerful she gets, I know there's always going to be one person that agrees with me, and that is going to be Slacks. Out there somewhere, he's agreeing with me that he doesn't like this hero either, and, you know, that's all the reassurance I need, Harry.
Did you see his face on the picture? Right? So if that's your ally, I'd switch it up.
Don't go attacking my man Slacks, you know. He does his own thing.
I didn't do it, right? I didn't touch him. I don't know what happened to him, but maybe he went to a PC game club and said Wind Ranger is bad, and well, the rest is history.
Yeah, it does happen. But even still, that is just game number 1, guys. We'll have the second one coming up for you in just a short break, and then we shall return to see whether if Navi Jr. can push it to 3 maps, or whether if Mouz will take it 2-0. Only time will tell. We'll see you soon. He never quite got there.
You start attacking, and people then start attacking you, see that you're losing the fight, and you start running away. Now people have gotten the feel of that stacking damage, and then you're like 20% HP, enemy support is 50, but at this point you are gonna kill him before he does kill you. And all of those things have accumulated to this guy being the top tier pick that we see him being right now.
Yeah, it's just, it really does bring everything to the table, feels super damn strong. So, yeah, not surprised. Kind of surprised in general that Mouz didn't ban it out, considering how, obviously Navi Jr. did have the
Why
first
Rubik?
pick.
Like, who cares about the Rubik?
Yeah, I mean, that is Navi Jr.'s most picked hero, I believe, in 7.37. They've played it 10
But it's a
times and they
Rubik.
won 8 games. I don't know,
But
well,
it's a Rubik.
they're going off the statistics, and apparently it's solid, so... Yeah.
I guess so. You have those stats people in your team, like yo, ban this versus them. Now you lose versus the Shadow Demon, and you stop talking to your stats man and just do what's right. I'm kidding, of course. When they're doing that well in the Rubik, and even first picking him and still being able to flex in between the 4 and the 5, and even sometimes maybe the mid lane as well, you might decide it's not the best idea to play versus it.
No, probably not. No, they do steer. They're not going to be able to get it this time round. And first pick was the Hoodwink instead. I was saying earlier on, is a hero that Mouz has been willing to pick up a fair amount in this patch, so we'll see how it does this time round. Omni Knight as well was still available, but again, when you're against the Shadow Demon, just the fact that he has the Purge that can just get rid of the repel, makes it feel a lot worse. So most likely not going to see that Omni Knight coming on through. But with these follow-up bans, I'll see what Navi Jr. are going to be taken away. One of them being the Centaur, and on the Doom. All right, not going to see him this time.
Yep, no Doom. It doesn't matter. You're still gonna be finding a hero that can build those auras. Everybody does it now. Even players who are so like set on just wanting to murder everybody from the offlane, they just have to build auras right now. A lot of people were maybe even saying they think there's gonna be a patch before TI. I'm just not so sure.
I wouldn't have thought so, considering how 7.37 really isn't that old either. And TI is like in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Not long, is it? Very close.
In 10 days.
Oh wow, less than 2 weeks. Jesus, yeah, right around the corner. So yeah, imagine the patch comes out now.
Maybe a little bit more. Now I need to check and even count the days, right? This is we should feel ashamed.
Are we even Dota2 fans, Harry, or are we just posers?
Yeah, I said it perfectly. It starts on the 4th. So it's 9 days. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. Yeah, so only 9 days away for TI starting up, and then we get all that true hype. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. Always love it. But, we're not at TI yet. We've got to start talking about the CCT here, Harry. We're getting ahead of ourselves. As it looks like Mouz, they go in for the Jakiro. So it's looking like this is potentially going to be the support duo already picked up from Mouz. But, I mean, I like it. Both of these two, they've got disables, they've got damage. Feels good.
Yeah, feels pretty solid. And also you have a follow-up to the disruption, right? With the macro pyre and the ice path, that is a big deal. The Shadow Demon might just be setting up for you to do the massive amount of damage, right? So I like it. You have one hero that provides burst. Sure, Shadow Demon saves him. Jakiro does some burst of his own, even though people think, oh, it's overtime damage. Dude, you stand in that fire for 2 seconds, you're cooked. Like, literally.
Yeah. All the way through, nice and dry. It's a lot of scary damage. I suppose it's the added bonus fact that you already banned the Rubik as well, because there's nothing worse than having Ice Path getting stolen away. But the response from Navi is actually going to be Ember Spirit and a Techies. Wow, I've not actually casted a game with techies in it in a long time. This is slightly new for me.
Yeah, Navi Junior, they like to play it. They probably wanted a hero of their own that provides a little bit of burst. At the moment, we do not know what they want to go for with their offlaner, but was this really necessary? I guess it's fine, right? You have a Shadow Demon already for the save. I just hope that whatever they pick for their offlane, they still do go for the auras. If not, it's going to be a problem, especially versus this much AoE magical damage. From the other side, there's going to be a Radiance, there's going to be Macro Fire, Dual Breath, and Sharpshooter as well. You need a pipe for sure if you're Navi.
Yeah, 100%. It is essential this time around, so I imagine they're not going to be making the same little flaw they did in game number 1, but obviously maybe it depends on what hero they're actually going to end up picking up for their offlane. Maybe they might just default to going for the Mars again, who knows. So far they are kind of lacking in team fight control, so it's really like the blast off from the techies, that's about it. So they will need somebody to answer that problem. But Mouz, digging into their reserve time here for their 4th pick, most likely going to be their mid laner, I would assume, to play up versus the Ember Spirit. I mean, do you think they might just go for like an Earthshaker? It always feels like a good counter.
They went for the puck. Really not a lot of catch for him, right? If you look at it right now. So you have to deal with it. Most likely with your offlaner. And what is left from offlaners? No Primal Beast, no Pango, no Centaur, no Doom. Underlord isn't great. Jack, Junior have been playing generally. The Brood is banned out. That is a Orchid builder that maybe you could go for. Sand King. Oh, there it is. Yep. I can't believe it made it this far, right? Because it usually doesn't. The problem is in the laning stage, Techie Sand King, Techie's doesn't have that high range any longer, meaning that his laning phase is not as powerful. And minus armor from the Alchemist plus the Jakiro, I don't know if the Sand King can survive here.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of just burn damage that's going to come through onto him in these team fights. Even just the lane in general, really. It's not going to be the easiest one at all. But, you know, maybe Navi should have some sort of idea in mind how they're going to play this one. I mean, if they can just get on top of the Jakiro or something in the lane, it might just be free food there. Obviously, it's a very squishy hero, but it's going to take a few levels to get to that point. Even still, one final pick from both of these teams, and should be a carry for Navi, offlaner for Mouz, unless, of course, they're doing like position 3 Alchemists rather than carry. Do you think that could maybe be their direction?
Ulnit is an Alchemist player, right? And I don't think Force is, so I would assume no. That's my assumption. Is it the right one? I would assume so, right? So I guess it's going to be the case. So Navi Junior, now you need to ban out offlaners, and Mouz, you need to ban out carries. I guess Beastmaster is a good offlaner to get rid of. Somebody who will be building into a pipe, and maybe an Underlord, depending on what you want to get. But you're probably not going to be getting any illusion-based heroes versus an Alchemist anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Concur.
Alright, makes sense. Mouz, just straight up ban Ursa as well as the Monkey King. Just clearly heroes they do not want to be playing up versus the Alchemist later on, so it makes a lot of sense. Definitely, yeah, does feel like that guaranteed carry Alchemist for sure. In which case, Navi Jr. ban the Timber and immediately go back on in for the Dragon Knight.
So it's gonna be a Timber Saw, I think, for Mouz. I think that's what you go for.
It's just been banned by Navi.
Oh, okay, my bad. Then you have Darkseer, Enigma, Beastmaster. I'd say Beastmaster. What?
Offlane. Wait.
Is that an offlane Alchemist now?
Aha! Yep. Oh, I love it when that happens.
Oh, I went on DOTA2 Pro Tracker right now, and Force has played Alchemist the most in his pubs in the last 8 days, right? He's pretty much been playing only Alchemist. This is interesting. What does he buy? Guardian Greaves, Blink in a game. Yeah, he's buying Guardian Greaves every single game. Guardian Greaves and Pipe. Pretty cool.
All right. Okay, that's a pretty interesting way to take the take this little draft here for Mouz. I mean, obviously, it's a big probably surprise there to Navi Jr. as they were just sort of guaranteed banning offlaners. They were not expecting this little carry swap around last second here. But yeah, I think it's I feel like this is an interesting little spanner that's been thrown in the works here, Harry. Maybe Navi Jr. now is going to be leaving there, scratching their heads, a bit confused about how this game's actually going to go down now. I mean, do you think then, like, who are you favoring now? Do you think this last pick, Morphling, has been really good?
It is a good Morphling pick. Versus the Ember versus the Sand King, pretty decent Morphling pick. You have a mixture of magical and physical damage. I think that's also pretty nice. I'm just trying to see if they can burst down the Morphling. There is a possibility, and there's no saves on Navi Jr., but I really like this Mouz lineup though, right? Because the coil and all of the damage is going to be coming through. And then you look at Navi Jr. until the Dragon Knight is super ultra farmed in the late game, they might be lacking that consistency.